Cerium oxide can be reused, which is great because cerium oxide is expensive. It's a rare earth, and anything rare is expensive. Well, hello, Rockhounds, Lapidary lovers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. We're over here at the tumbling station, but this is not a what am I tumbling video today. We're going to talk about something else. My buddy Jim has told me that I can reuse my polishing compound. I don't have to discard it at the end of polishing some rocks. Now, I use a fairly expensive, high-end cerium oxide polishing compound, which gives me a fantastic result. But that stuff is expensive. And if I wasn't getting it from my buddy Jim, I might not be able to afford it. So being able to reuse it is great news. So let me show you how I'm doing that. And maybe you'd be interested in doing it yourself, just reusing your polishing compound. Now, I have to point out that I'm using cerium oxide here. I am not using aluminum oxide. I am not using tin oxide. I don't know if those can be reused. So I'll put that question to Jim, and we'll see what he has to say. Maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't. But what I'm telling you today, for now, as far as I know, only applies to cerium oxide. So we're going to dump out one of my tumblers, this one over here, which has been in polish for quite a while, and the rocks inside should be ready to go. And I'll show you how I capture the cerium oxide for reuse. All right, so how does this work? Well, basically, I just capture the liquid from, there we go, from the polishing stage. I've got, a colander here over a clean bucket, and I am just capturing the liquid. I'm going to give the rocks a preliminary rinse here. Get, most of the polish off of them and out of the tumbler drum. But I'm not going to overdo it. I will rinse these a whole lot better in a little bit. I don't want to dilute the polish down there too much. So I'll take these aside and give them a much better, rinsing. And in fact, these are going to go into my ultrasonic cleaner in a little while anyway. So they're going to get cleaned up really, really well. But anyway, we'll take this liquid over and we'll add it to a bucket that I've been dumping this stuff into for a while now. And that way I can recover the polish. I'll show you. So how does this polish recycling work? Well, every time I have rocks that come out of polishing, I dump the liquid off into this bucket rather than discarding it. And I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a layer of liquid in here on top of some mud on the bottom. And that mud on the bottom is used polish, which can be reused. So here, we're going to add to it. It's going to stir it all up and make it gloopy, but that's okay. It will settle out again. So when I need to reuse that polish, I'll just let it settle, gently pour off the liquid on top, scoop up some of the mud on the bottom, and put it in a tumbler with some rocks that need to be polished, and I'll reuse this very expensive cerium oxide polish. I have read some scholarly papers that say you can't reuse it infinitely. It tends to get coated with a coating of silicon monoxide, and it doesn't work as well, but that's like 7, 8, 9 uses down the road. And, hey, I get 7, 8, 9 uses out of this expensive stuff. That's going to save me a whole lot of money, and I'm really happy about that. And I got to say thanks again to my buddy Jim for turning me on to this concept of being able to reuse cerium oxide, because I had no clue. And again, I also have to say I don't know that this works with other polishing compounds like aluminum oxide or tin oxide. I'll check with Jim on that and see. And maybe I'll do an update in the future and let you know if he says, yeah, it'll work with those polishing compounds too. But I don't know at this point. So don't quote me on that. But cerium oxide can be reused, which is great because cerium oxide is expensive. It's a rare earth, and anything rare is expensive. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting, informative, inspirational, whatever. If so, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. See you then. Bye.